What's up, cooking squad? It's your girl Tay, and I am back with another cooking video. So today, guys, we are going to be making game food slash party food, because you can either fix this food for to watch a game, or you can do big amounts and make it for a party or a get together, or just because you want to eat some party food. Okay, but right now, what you see me doing is I am putting some eggs into a small pot, and then I'm going to top it off with some water, and then we're going to let it boil for about 30 to 40 minutes. So now that this is all done, we're going to head on over to our next party food. So I have a cookie sheet pan here that I'm just going to spray with some Pam. So guys, let me show you guys what is going on over here. This is all the ingredients that I'm going to be using, as you can see. And we about to go in, okay? So y'all get ready. So guys, now we are on to the meatballs. I have some Rosina Homestyle meatballs that I'm going to be using. I'm just going to spread those out on the cookie sheet pan that we have here. So guys, today is game day for us, which y'all probably not going to get this video on the actual game day. It's probably going to be the day after. But so I didn't make any meatballs. We don't have time for that because the game's going to be coming on soon. So I just brought some frozen meatballs that I'm just going to put in the oven. They are already cooked. So basically we are just warming the meatballs, and we're just going to spread them out all over this cookie sheet pan, and then we're going to put those in the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes, and then we're going to add some barbecue sauce to them, and then we're going to let them cook for another 10 minutes. And that is it for the meatballs. And so if you use a smaller pan for the meatballs, make sure your meatballs is on a single layer, because you don't want them on top of each other, because you want all the meatballs to cook evenly. So now guys, we are going to head over to our chicken. I have some canola oil here that I'm just gonna put in this small little pot, because I'm fixing chicken wings, so they're not that big. So I don't need a big pot for those. And I'm going to let you see how much oil I'm going to put in the pot. I'm not going to be measuring it, but I'm just going to put where you see that line at in the pot. That is the line that I'm going to fill the cooking oil to, because I don't want to save any grease, and I don't want to keep any extra oil. So this is the oil, guys. So now that we have our oil in the pot, we're just going to let our oil get really, really hot, because you want your oil to be hot once you put your chicken in. And these are the packs of chicken that I'm going to be using. This is chicken wingettes. They are already cut. And I have 2 packs of those, because we're going to be using 1 pack for buffalo chicken wings, and we're going to be using the other pack for regular fried chicken wings. So I have some chicken fry here that I'm going to be using for the fried chicken. I'm going to put like 5 tablespoons of the chicken fry in the bowl, and then I have some ice water here. And I'm just going to put about a half a cup of ice water into the chicken fry mixture. And then we're going to mix it up. And then we are going to batter our chicken with it. And then I'm going to get another plate and put some more chicken fry on it. And then we're going to roll our chicken around in the chicken fry. And then we're going to fry them in our pot. So we're just going to give our chicken fry a good stir, and I'm going to let you guys see how the consistency is of the chicken fry. It's a little loose for me, so I am going to add a little more chicken fry in there to thicken it up a little bit. and give it another good stir. So now guys, y'all can see that our chicken batter is sticking up. So now we can start rolling the chicken in our batter. So I already pre-rinsed my chicken and patted it dry. As you can see, I have it on a paper towel here. So I'm just going to put the chicken in the batter and give it a little stir. So now I'm going to take another plate and pour some of the chicken fry on that plate. I have a paper plate here because I do not want to dirty up any more dishes than I have to. So I'm just going to pour the chicken fry on the paper plate. And so once we take our chicken out of the batter, we are going to roll it around in the chicken fry. And I'm using the chicken fry because it's already seasoned. So I don't have to season my chicken. And you know, sometimes you can over season your chicken. So this way, the seasoning will be in the middle per se. So you don't have to put too little seasoning on your chicken, or you don't have to put too much seasoning on your chicken. Using the chicken fry, your seasoning is gonna be just right. So now I'm just rolling the battered chicken that I battered in the bowl with the chicken fry, and then we just gonna put it in the grease and let it fry for a few minutes until it's nice and golden brown. And another key to know when your chicken is ready to come out of the grease is when your chicken starts floating to the top of the grease. So now that our grease is hot, and a way you can check your grease to see if it's hot, you just put a little of the flour or your chicken fry into your grease to see if it starts frying. That's how you can tell if your grease is hot or not. And so now I'm just laying the chicken in the pot. You don't want to put too many because you want them to cook evenly on both sides. So I'm only going to do a few chicken wings at a time. So guys, our chicken is ready to come out of the pot. It is nice and golden brown, as you can see, and it is crispy. And that's what we want. We want our chicken to be crispy because I love crispy chicken. I don't know about you guys, but I like crispy chicken. So this is how our chicken is looking so far. Nice and crispy, just the way we want it. So right now, guys, I am frying another batch of chicken, and our meatballs are done. And I have some barbecue sauce here, and I'm just gonna roll our meatballs into the barbecue sauce, and I'm gonna put them back into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. And another way to preheat your oven fast, I forgot to mention to you guys, you can put your oven on broil, on a high broil, because you know sometimes it takes a long time for your oven to preheat. So this is a faster way to get your oven to preheat. You can put it on broil first, on a high broil for a few minutes, and then you can set your temperature to what you desire. And as soon as you set your temperature, the oven is already nice and hot. You don't have to wait for it to preheat. It should be already preheated for you once you put it on broil for a few minutes. So right now, I am just rolling the meatballs in the barbecue sauce. You can pour it on top, but I chose to roll it in there because I want all the meatballs covered and coated with the barbecue sauce. So I chose to roll it around in the bowl first and then put those in the pan, which can be time consuming, but they still gonna taste good either way it goes. So if you want the faster route, you can pour it on your meatballs and just stir it around, but I chose to do it this way. So guys, we have all our meatballs all covered with barbecue sauce, and now I'm just gonna pour the remaining of the barbecue sauce on top of the meatballs. And then we're gonna put our meatballs back into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I forgot to mention, when I first put the meatballs in the oven, the degrees that I put it on, which is 350 degrees. And so we are going to put the meatballs back into the oven for 350 degrees with the barbecue sauce on them for about 10 to 15 minutes. So while our meatballs are finishing up, guys, I'm coming over here to my fried chicken that I'm going to be dipping into some buffalo sauce, which I brought the wrong kinds of buffalo sauce and I didn't realize it until my husband was eating them, and he was like, the buffalo sauce was really hot. So I made a mistake and picked up the cayenne pepper buffalo sauce, but it still was really good. But you guys, if you buy this sauce, make sure you get the one that says buffalo sauce. But this one wasn't that bad either. So I'm just dipping it and rolling it around in the buffalo sauce. We just dipping the fried chicken in the buffalo sauce and rolling around. And then I'm just going to plate it on the plate that I have, which I just shown you. I have like a little football plate since it's game day. I have a football plate, and I have a little white porcelain plate that I'm going to put some dip in for the chicken. So now that our buffalo chicken is ready, we're going to head on over to our eggs. And I have some sandwich bread here that I'm going to be using. You don't have to use sandwich bread. You can actually use regular mayonnaise, mustard, some pickle relish. You can put your own seasoning in it. It's up to you. But I choose to use the sandwich spread because it's quicker and easier, and it already has everything in it. So now we're just going to peel our eggs. What I did was I poured out the hot water off the eggs, and I added cold water on the eggs, which makes the eggs easier to peel. So now we're just going to peel our eggs, and we're going to cut them in half and take out the yolks. So right now I am cutting the egg in half. I'm showing you how I cut it in half. And you're just going to open it up like that. And we're going to take the yolks out of them. Sometimes you can squeeze the yolks out of them, or you can take a spoon and just scrape the yolks out, and you're going to put it into another bowl. So right now I'm just scraping the yolks out of the eggs and putting them in another bowl. Sometimes they're easy to come out, and sometimes it's a little difficult. But we're just going to put the yolks in a separate bowl. And this is the bowl that we are going to be mixing the yolks in. So now that all of our egg yolks are out of the boiled eggs, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of our sandwich spread in the bowl, and we're just going to give it a good mix. So now that it's all mixed up, I'm just going to add a little bit more relish to the bowl. You do not have to add more relish because the sandwich bread already have relish in it, but it is optional. So now that our egg mixture is all done, we just gonna get ready and stuff our eggs. I'm just gonna take a tablespoon of mixture and put it on top of the eggs. So now that we have all of our eggs stuffed, I am going to take some paprika and just top it off with some of that. You can also top your eggs off with some cayenne pepper if you want a little kick to them. But I'm just going to put a little paprika on top of mine. And then I'm going to add a little parsley just to give it a little bit more color. So here we are, guys. Our eggs are all done, and now I'm just going to put them in the refrigerator to let them get a little chilled. So guys, our meatballs are all done. They are fresh out of the oven and they're nice and coated with the barbecue sauce. And now we're going to move on to our sandwiches. I have some deli fresh meat here. I have ham and turkey that I'm going to be using. So sorry about that, guys. My camera died, but I do have a sandwich that I already did and I already cut it in half. And I have my powered knife here that I'm using to cut the ends off of the bread. And I also mixed some mayonnaise and mustard up in a bowl together so I won't have to keep dipping the knife inside of the mayonnaise and the mustard. So it's easier just to put both of them in a bowl, especially if you're doing like a big party tray or something. It's much easier to mix the mayonnaise and the mustard in the bowl together so you won't have to keep dipping and pouring the mayonnaise and the mustard on your bread. So I have some turkey and I have some ham here that I'm going to be using. I am putting my meat in the middle of my bread per se. I'm not really pushing it towards the ends because I am going to be cutting the ends off the bread and I do not want to waste a lot of the meat. So guys, we are almost finished with our game day food. I have some ranch dressing that I'm going to put into my little porcelain tray that I have here. And then I'm just going to top it with some parsley just to give it a little bit more color. And we're just going to use the ranch dressing just to dip our buffalo wings in. So our eggs are nice and chilled and we're just going to add those to our tray as well. So guys, this is our game day food. We have buffalo wings, we have barbecue meatballs, we have fried chicken, we have deviled eggs, we have finger sandwiches, and we also have ranch dressing for dipping. So if you want to make this for a game day party or you just want to make this for your husband while he's watching the game, this is a good idea for that. So guys, I have one more thing to show you. I have this football cake pan here and I'm going to be baking a cake in it. I have some Baker's Joy non-stick spray that I'm going to be spraying this pan with so our cake batter won't stick to it. And I believe I got this football cake pan from, I think it was Michael's or one of those arts and crafts stores I picked the cake pan up from. So I'm just going to pour the cake mix in the bowl and then I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. So this is the box that I picked up. It's not triple fudge, it's triple chocolate by Duncan Hines. So that's the cake batter that we're going to be using. So guys, this recipe only calls for 3 eggs, but I'm going to use 4 eggs. It's going to give the cake a little bit more height and a little bit more moisture. So I'm going to be using 4 eggs for this recipe instead of 3. And instead of using water, I'm going to be using almond milk for this recipe. And I'm going to put about 3/4 of a cup or whatever the recipe on the box calls is for water, you use that same amount of milk. And I also gonna be using real butter, like 1/4 of a cup of butter that I softened in the microwave for a little bit. I'm gonna use butter instead of oil. So now we're just going to use our mixer and mix all those ingredients up together, and then we're going to pour it in our pan that's coated with the baking soda non-stick spray, and then we're going to put the cake batter in the oven. So our batter is all done, and now I'm just going to pour it into the football pan. So now I am just evening the cake batter out so it can have the shape of the football. So guys, I almost forgot about the fudge mix. I'm just going to put that packet in the bowl, and then I'm going to add some vegetable oil, a tablespoon of vegetable oil to the fudge, and also a tablespoon of water, and give it a good mix. And then we are going to spoon it on top of the cake batter. So guys, our cake batter is done. I actually put it on a different pan because I wanted to have a little bit more balance to it. Don't judge my pan, y'all, okay? I know it's an old rusty pan. So guys, I put the cake in the oven on 350 for about 36 minutes. And now I am checking it, but the middle is not done yet, so we're going to put it back in the oven for a few more minutes, which ended up being maybe around 50 minutes for this cake to get done because of the pan that it is in. So our football cake is finally ready. I have some chocolate frosting here that I'm going to put on top of the football cake. So our cake is all done. I'm just going to flip it over and take it out. You guys, look how easy that came out of the cake pan. And now I'm just going to add some icing and put a little decorations on top. And then we are all done with our football cake. So guys, this is actually it for this video. I'm just going to icing this cake and decorate it. And I just want to thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. And please do not forget to hit that like button if you like what I made today. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. And make sure you comment down below. And let me know if you made this dish before, or if you're gonna make this dish, or if you did anything differently when you made this dish before. Just put that down in the comment section below. And again, you guys, I want to thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.